powder, right? Smoothen those hands, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. If you're wearing a JBL, you can hear it. That's the sounds of the draft by Samsung Galaxy A series. BTR still first pick, banning out that Fanny, Starlist, and Zace.
The coaches.
The coaches who are going to dictate the draft.
This is a mental dance between the two coaches from these two teams. There's so many expectations. There's so many things they have to consider when drafting for the second game right now. And honestly, I think they have several options, right? Are they going to go for something similar? Are they going to go with the exact same game plan? Because Bigatron, as Miko says, they like to go with if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Rashi and Eterna, but the man who's wearing the headset isn't actually Zace, it's Age here for EVO. So did they substitute the coach too?
How do you feel about this, Mirko?
Oh man, Starless is looking at him. He's angry, he's ferocious, he wants to get this victory. Never mind, he's just smiling. But let's take a look at the bans. Same exact bans for BTR. EVOs have opted to go for the red side once more with the same exact bans. Oh my god. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And for BTR, if it broke, let's try to fix it.
You're right. Taz is going to be the mid laner.
Oof.
Replacing Krite.
EVOs now, if Bigatron goes for the same exact picks, I think EVOs has an edge now, right? They have seen what Bigatron wants to do. They can actually adjust better and make sure that they don't repeat the same mistakes. 1-1 will be banned out as well. So let's see. The first pick from the side of Bigatron Alpha, will it be the exact same?
Yeah, still the exact same bans here from both teams. And if it's going to be a pattern, Bigatron last time around picked up that Eve, and EVOs responded with a Julian and Masha pick. Are they going for the same route, or are they going to be prioritizing the Julian perhaps this time around for Max?
And my bad, it's actually both Zace and Age who have the headsets on, but Sicilian pick up. First pick by BTR, again securing another hero for Moreno in that mid lane. EVOs have the option to go for the same picks. Julian, maybe this time pick up the Beatrix, take it away from BTR.
This makes me sad.
Why?
Because when we see Bigatron and Sicilian, who do we think of?
Fala, no, Renbo.
Come on, Mirko.
Renbo.
Yeah, Renbo, right? No Renbo this time around, so it is going to be played by Moreno. And now EVOS Legends with the next two picks.
They can go for the Eve as well here.
Yeah.
And honestly, for Bigatron, this is kind of scary because we've seen that they can use a Sicilian aggressively and defensively. It will be the Beatrix taken away, and right there will be the Masha yet again.
Oh man, again, I feel like if BTR want to go for this kind of playstyle, if they want to go front to back, they need to get rid of the Masha. The Masha just provides so much of that backline presence, threatens the backline every single team fight, and they don't really have an answer for it unless if Starlist goes for a carry here. They can shred through the Masha, but the thing is, in lane against a Beatrix, in the team fights against a Beatrix, very, very vulnerable.
Absolutely. And what's to say that the members of EVOS won't just focus you down. So it's just very difficult for them to do right now. But Esmeralda and Karina will be the picks for the side of Bigatron. So this might be the return of the infamous tank Karina. That could be an option they can use to disrupt the Beatrix on the side of EVOS Legends.
I still agree with you. I think this Masha is still going to be too much of an hindrance, as especially the way that we saw it unfold in game number 1 between the two. The Masha was able to go into the backline with no one to be able to stop him. So CC for Bigatron. I would have preferred the Ruby. I hope it comes out here in game number 2. But EVOS Legends to round up their first phase of the drafts. Are they going to be picking the Claude up perhaps?
Franco. Or Yi.
It's going to be the Yi though.
The shoe is on the other foot, man. EVOS has the opportunity to try and do the exact same thing. Obviously, the response from Bigatron can be different. But man, the audience right now, they are just going at it.
Yeah.
We're hearing fans from BTR and EVOS Legends here. But again, let's take a look at Taz. We've seen this just now, we'll see it again. MDL Season 4, runners-up. MDL Season 5, first place. And now making his debut as a mid laner. So it's already different here for Taz. Usually a jungler, now a mid laner. He is going to get the task of playing Eve up against Moreno.
I see what you did there.
What?
Taz.
task.
Glad you caught on.
Glad you caught on. EVOS, they ban out the Papa and
my
Koopa right
God.
now, and wow.
Arashi, the atmosphere here, everyone just feel it. The atmosphere in the MPL arena. This is what I want from offline events.
What did you say?
What did I say?
What did you say?
I know you don't need to listen, Arashi. What you need to do is soak in the atmosphere. Amazing scenes here in the MPL arena as both fans showing their passion and love for their teams.
Okay, so the Balman ban here comes through for the side of Bigatron, as well as the Popple and Koopa from the side of EVOS Legends here in the second phase of the draft ban and pick. So they're starting to limit that gold lane with the Wan being taken out, as well as the Popple and Koopa. The only viable heroes that you can use in that gold lane would be Clint, perhaps?
Ooh, options are dwindling for sure. Well, denying the Popple and Koopa, either they're trying to make sure that Bigatron won't be able to just dive in, you know, like I wouldn't be able to actually deny the Masha from diving to the back line, or they're going to be afraid of the split push, the trading game that Bigatron has become so infamous for. They ban out the Claude as well, so very much limiting the options here from Bigatron, but we'll see. Bigatron has one more ban. Will they ban out the potential jungle, or will that be, you know, an offlaner? Because the Masha can still be flexed around. This is the difficult part when you have flex picks in your first phase.
3 gold lane bans for EVOS here. Bigatron Alpha trying to do the same, targeting Fairstick. There's already 4 jungle bans this time after picking up that Karina. They might make it 5. Julian was a big problem for BTR in game number 1. If they want to remove that as a threat, they'll do so right now in the final ban of the second game. It is not going to be the Julian. It's going to be the Atlas here. Banned out for BTR, so Julian can still be picked up by EVOS. But I want to talk about this a little bit. Melissa, you mentioned this hero, Eterna, and I think it's perfect here. If you already want to go for a front-to-back composition, the go away provides so much peel, not only for yourself with the 5 times defense multiplier, but also for your mage. Sicilian gonna have a very easy time in that backline. No one's gonna be able to dive him. Masha's Thunderclap can't get through.
That is a very valid option. But for EVOS, I believe they're still going to try and go for a different roamer here, because the Masha, we saw that he has been on the side, and the Franco will yet again be the pick, and now they are, I would say, more valid picks, you know, for his Iron Hook.
Bigatron, they have so much magic damage.
Yeah.
Sicilian, Esmeralda, Karina as well. And not to mention, we have a little comment there in the corner that signifies that Kryde is actually team captain of EVOS Legends. So the captain is not going to be playing this time around, but you know who will be playing? Lolita once again for the 100th time by Key. They like to go with this Lolita pick, and in addition to what you mentioned earlier as well, Mirko, the carry pick comes through.
I like the fact that they just saved this carry pick for the last pick, right? They know that carry isn't really in a good position in the prio list of gold laners, so they just save it for that last pick. They don't really go too fast on the pick. They see the Masha, they chill out a little bit. They know that carry hasn't been picked up at all in Season 10. This is a debut hero in Season 10, so leaving it, taking the other prior heroes first, and now EVOS in the jungle. Julian still up for grabs. They can also go for a Thamus or a Lancelot pickup might be the right choice here. Nope, they go for the Julian, another solid pick. This is the hero that Fairstick was able to get a Maniac with in game number 1. And with the drafts all done, I actually think that EVOS Legends have the better draft coming into game 2.
I gotta agree, man. It seems a lot more balanced, right? They can kite back, they can move forward, they have combos, they have pickoff, so they can give Bigatron a lot of feints, right? Make sure that Bigatron maybe overreact to an Iron Hook and then get caught by the real manipulation or by the knockout coming from Julian. Whereas for Bigatron, it's just so you just have to kite back again and again, and you never want to give ground to EVOS Legends.
Yeah, I guess it all comes back down to execution though from both teams, because in game number 1 we felt like Bigatron had the better draft, but EVOS Legends was able to take it with a 1 team fight. So coming into game number 2, this is going to be your official compositions for Bigatron as well as EVOS Legends, as we are moments away from game number 2.
Game number 1, a battle of macro and micro, full on. Let's see what game number 2 has in store for us. Ladies and gentlemen, diving into Land of Dawn, here we go. EVOS, Bajan, and Pendragon, the MDL duo, now already into the enemy jungle, trying to just disrupt Max from farming safely. Key doing the same thing though, on to Fairsick. Bajan noticing this, will just rotate back to the purple buff and just put some pressure back on Key.
Yeah, once again, a lot of pressure back onto Key, as you know, I guess they're starting to read the playstyle of Key. Key, whichever hero he is on, he just likes to disrupt the pattern coming in from Fairsick, understanding that Fairsick will have a huge impact in that late game, but wow!
Oh my god, it's gonna be Max who gets hooked in, but still Max who finds the retribution onto the Litho Wanderer. A little bit of a lead here, slight gold lead, just 200, not really much to make a big difference yet, but it's already that small victory that BTR is able to get.
And with how proactive Key is in helping out Moreno in the mid lane, they're able to get a lot of pressure going on, and for EVOS Legends, that's not good, right? You want to make sure you use the Franco as early as possible, and if you don't have pressure in the lane, you can't do that. Bajan now taking a lot of aggro from 2 members, but overall, it's still a very, very slow early game. There's a lot hanging in the balance for this game.
Yeah, I think EVOS Legends, they're quite dependent on level 4 as well. They need the real-world manipulation if they want to be able to contest these neutral objectives, as 20 seconds is on the clock here for the next turtle. We'll see who sets up first, as interestingly enough, in the bottom side, Matt is actually winning the lane here against Clover.
I feel like he can actually try and do something differently in the lane. That is the advantage of a weakness, right? But Sorizo will be the target. Welcome into Iron Hook.
The combo there with the Enhanced Chain and the Iron Hook together was just such a big problem for Sorizo, who was forced to use the sprint early on before the turtle fight even begins. But now BTR has a 1,000 gold lead. First is going to get stunned up by Key there, and Key is going to get a lot of damage put onto him. The Enhanced Sword as well. Key flickering out, but the real world revelation finds the kill. That's first blood by the Samsung Galaxy A series, taken away by EVOS Legends. Max getting the retribution onto the turtle, again by the Samsung Galaxy A series. A kill traded for a turtle.
Yeah, just in time as well, EVOS Legends popped up that real-world manipulation. Taz as well in that mid side was able to dish out the damage and take the kill. So a little bit of a trade for EVOS Legends. They didn't lose too much in the process, but we'll see what happens in the next contest for the turtle. But now, Fairsick.
Again, he's able to stun Fairsick up. Bloody Hunt with the hook also connecting on the Key, but Bajan is the one who's forced to use that flicker defensively, as BTR has members there to follow up and to help Key back to safety.
Well, the longer the game goes, with a Sicilian, an Esmeralda, as well as a carry on your team, there's just so much potential for Bigatron Alpha in the late game. So EVOS Legends, I think at about 5 minutes, they're gonna turn up the pace, man. Otherwise, they're gonna slowly but surely fall behind, unless yet another miracle hook can save the game for EVOS Legends, and they don't want to bet on that twice.
Man, Bigatron Alpha playing with the same type of, what do you call it, identity that we saw in Season 7, Season 8, with the late game strategy, as now we're going to take a little look into the emblems as well here in the 4th minute.
Well, Matt's emblem actually gives him a bit more sustain in the lane, so maybe that's why he's essentially kind of out-trading Clover with the lack of sustain, right? But for Fairsick as well as Taz, they're both just making sure that they get their power spikes as soon as possible. They're very much item-reliant heroes, right? With the right items, with the right power spikes, that is where you can see the potential from Julian as well as Yi really come to fruition.
This is the thing, though, that we've kind of mentioned in the past, Arashi. Well, not in the past, literally just yesterday. Sicilian. In this game, after the nerf, it actually feels like even when we get to that late stage of the game, he's just not as painful as he was previously in the last patch. And we can see it here. Yves always just winning in terms of that wave pressure and also the kill pressure. And in these turtle fights, it's going to make a lot of difference. Pendragon already trying to target Morena down. He is there too. Most of the gold laner still staying in. Attack to the bottom side. That's going to be Sorizo, who jumps in with the Falling Star Moon. And instantly the Numenon Blast is there to connect through as well. Toss DG getting stunned in that mid lane. Forced to use that sprint to run away. But BTR finds a 1-for-0 and also a turtle.
Yeah, Turtle is going to be secured once again by Bigatron Alpha. 2-0 now for keeping score with a 1,500 gold lead in their pocket as well. And what I wanted to ask you, Arashi, in particular, is that because Fersic is using Julian in that jungle, he can't bring an emblem like the Demon Slayer because it seems like he's focusing more on those items. What difference, big difference, do we see that Max has above Fersic with the Demon Slayer emblem?
Well, he will have a faster clear time compared to Fersic. So Fersic will go for 5, but whoa, Luminum was cancelled by the Iron Hook.
Good cancel by Bajan. There's no Bloody Hunt to follow it up though. As BTR, they just fall back. They know it's going to be way too aggressive if they overcommit into the bottom side here. And it looks like BTR are just going to go for the clear.
Whoa. He gets taken very low, but EVOS, they're still defending. But it's weird, right? They really shouldn't be in this situation. They have to try and go for a bit more aggressive plays. And without any control around in the bushes, in the jungle, there's going to be very few opportunities for Bajan to actually catch any of the members of Bigatron Alpha by surprise.
Uh-oh. I was scared, right? Matt was in a really weird situation, being sandwiched between Bajan as well as Clover. Luckily, that hook does miss, but Key and Max looking for an engage.
Uh-oh, Fersic with the enhanced sword able to get away, but Numenon Blast here gonna be able to connect onto Fersic. No follow-up just yet. They do not want to go under the turret. Moreno has put his sights onto Clover, the Sanguine Claws, and the bad impact, but Max gets pulled under the tier 2 turret. Key gets taken down. Matt still able to zone Fersic away with the damage there, but Max is forced to back up. EVOS Legends come out on top with a 1-0.
A pickoff does happen here for the side of EVOS Legends, so even despite them losing out on all these neutral objectives, they are and will still manage to be able to get these pickoffs on the board, which is what basically their composition was meant for. With Bajan as the Franco, we also have Julian as well in that jungle position, but once again, here it goes.
Handful to get out, and Max comes in with the retribution to slay Invasion. Goes the Bloody Hunt onto Cerezo. That was the Turtle slain. The third one presented to you by the Samsung Galaxy A series.
And this is the issue with what EVOS Legends is facing right now, right? They are able to get pickoffs, but only onto Key, which is similar to game number 1. It's not very painful for EVOS for that to happen, but for the side of Bigatron, whenever they go for plays, they can get a lot of damage onto Fersic, and he gets zoned away. Key here, again, being so aggressive and taking all the aggression coming in from Bajan, because Bigatron knows they can afford to do so. EVOS needs to target the other members, the Max, Key, no, not Key, sorry, Max, and Marino.
It does seem that even in the 7th minute, already a Lightning Truncheon for Moreno. So his base damage items, his core items have already been built. He just needs a little bit more. And of course, the stacks are still happening. So I do agree with you. Even if Bigatron Alpha, they want to slow down the pace, it might still favor them in the long run with the stacks, the unlimited stacks that the Sicilian can deal. EVOS Legends so far, they haven't been able to get another pickoff here for the past few minutes, and it seems like Bigatron Alpha, they've actually been able to put a lot of pressure here in the mid side.
So much pressure in the mid side, even though the Beatrix is on the hands of EVOS. Onto 3 members as they collapse, but Clover is still able to manage to get out of there. Versig running, chasing Matt down, but his sprint will be popped there, and he gets taken down. On top of a 4-man Numenon Blast, it's actually EVOS who come out on top. 8 minutes in the game, they're looking for the siege down in the mid lane.
Oh, it does seem there is a fun fact here by Grab. In his debut in MPL ID Season 10, Taz is actually always in that jungle position. So his debut is in MPL ID and in a different role altogether as a mid laner, like we were discussing before. But back to the game, Bigatron Alpha with a 2,000 gold lead. I don't know what's gonna happen here. It does seem like EVOS, they are picking up the pace once again as Matt is going to be the target.
Numenon Blast once again onto Fersic, setting him up. Matt picking up the kill there with a slick sidestep. Fersic with the enhanced sword, getting out. Turret taken down. EVOS Legends playing objectively, but look at the Sanguine Claws and a bad impact kick. Oh my god, Key almost getting that stun in with the flicker. Zoned Fersic away. The Lord is free for BTR to take, and this might be it. This might be the decision to get the Lord. Fersic doesn't have the enhanced sword here. Max picks up the next neutral objective, and BTR collapse onto the mid lane. Clover immobilized. Pendragon losing all of his HP bars except for one last one. That's the sprint pop to disengage. BTR still grasping onto that gold lead.
Moreno still hurts. Sicilian still hurts, even despite the nerf.
Exactly. He has the Electric Trenchant and the Clock of Destiny, so that is already scaling him towards that late game. And compared to the previous games, I guess he has a lot more time here to just stack up in the lane, right? So he has been relatively undisturbed, which is why it's going to be very difficult for EVOS to try and do something. Obviously, Taz DB has been very impactful with the Eve. He can actually initiate plays from so far away, but is that enough? You know, EVOS is still heading towards a very tough late game.
Oh, I want to add something in here, though. He is taking that hook out of the equation. Moving on blast. Again, just use the zone the members away. But this is something that's just so interesting to me. Eterna, Arashi. I thought Bigatron Alpha, the way they play the games, the way they're able to take objectives has been because they go for the Beatrix Eve combination every single game that they've played in Season 10. This game, they are up against a Eve and a Beatrix, yet they're still winning in terms of that objective. The turret take has been phenomenal. Look at the rotation, 10 minutes in, and we're seeing the exact same BTR from game number 1. 6 turrets, only base turrets left.
You make a fair point, actually, now that you pointed it out. I mean, with a different entirely set of rosters, Bigatron Alpha is still able to replicate the same thing. And now we're going to take a look at the damage dealt here by Ads, and interestingly enough, it's actually Sorizo with more than twice the damage of Fursic.
Well,
wait, is that right, Sorizo? Has he been dealing that much?
Sorizo?
My goodness. Dueling with Pendragon, right? And
You're right.
He doesn't really care. Losing one of the plus, that's nothing to Amasha. So, we'll have to see. Yesterday we saw that Amasha is able to pull Sorizo, not Sorizo literally, but the Esmeralda away from the fights. It has been something that, you know, Mashas can do. So Pendragon might aim for the same thing. But looking at the player statistics for Max from the Bigatron Alpha, you know, his stats are pretty solid, man. He is, by all means, it's not very flashy, as you mentioned, but when the game gets tough, he does what needs to be done.
Yeah, he's been getting all those retributions, he's been able to contest those objectives, and that's exactly what we mentioned before about Max. He's not like, let's say, Fursic with those insane kills, the maniacs type of things, even though we've seen Max pull off crazy things as well in the past, but I guess that's just not his style. As now we can also take a look here at the player's gold by UBS Gold. Once again, Sorizo at the top of the charts with the highest gold, even above Matt in that gold lane.
Yeah, even Max is above Clover, which is very, just as I say, as Clover gets a little bit more gold there. But the fact that both of the jungler, the utility jungler, Max, the guy that hasn't, well, he doesn't have any kills, he's 0-0-1. We keep forgetting, man, this is such an objective game. BTR and EVOS, 12 minutes in, only 6 kills in total. Conceal play, but look at who's there. It's Clover with the Wesker, able to find 1 kill on the board. Toss DD trying to come back, but it's going to be Luminov Blast missing out. Real world manipulation, locking him in place. Enhanced chain connecting onto Max. Matt has to run for the hill. Sorizo, though, he jumps in onto 4 members, still able to buy some time, distracting EVOS Legends so that BTR can have a smooth escape. They lose out Moreno, and this might be the chance for EVOS Legends to pick up the Lord.
1 man down, ran ahead here. EVOS Legends, they have already rotated towards that area like you mentioned. The thing is, Sorizo went in and gave 0 care in the world, going 1v5, being able to buy a lot of time, but let's see what he can do, because it does mean he's setting up for something.
Oh, Pendragon jumping into the back lines there, able to find Matt and Nook in the front line. It's actually EVOS winning it out as well. Key taken down by Bajan, Sorizo taken down by Fursic. It's a 3-for-0. It's EVOS all across the map, 3-0 and a Lord.
EVOS Legends trying to equalize Bigatron Alpha, as now you can see they are going for that straight push in that mid side. You can start to feel that the damage coming in from Moreno is starting to hurt, being able to take half health of all the 3 members, and now EVOS Legends, they're looking to center their focus on the objectives. Again, the buff has been taken away, another tower in that mid side, but not even the Lord has yet to come yet, so they still have plenty of time.
Bigatron Alpha has been so good at playing with the pressure, playing with the rotations and the vision in the rotations here so far, but now with the Lord on the side of EVOS, they can force Bigatron into areas where Bigatron do not want to be, and that just opens them up to actually hooks like that, but you know, he just sidesteps it so calmly, but EVOS, they're not done yet.
Particularly with the shield. Real-time win probability there by Samsung favors EVO's Legends now with the Lord, but no base turret taken down yet. Sorizo gonna get hooked all the way back for Clover to snipe him down. EVO's now with a 2,000 gold lead. Fiersick with enhanced chain jumping in to provide that zone for Clover once again to pick up the turret. Top side taken down as well. 2 turrets, base turrets down. EVOS are looking to go for one more.
They gotta be very careful though, because if EVO's Legends can't close this out, it is going to be Bigatron Alpha with the upper hand, but you can see this.
My goodness gracious, that hook connecting Pendragon on the back, almost finding Matt. Sorizo down, 3 members up, it's gonna be EVOS looking for the base, Clover flickering in, it's a 2-0 clean sweep. EVOS Legends MPL Arena erupts here for this team. What an atmosphere.
2-0 is the name of day number 2 here at MPL Season 10 as the White Tigers once again showing that history means nothing if they have the right tools. EVOS